It is Tuesday, the second Monday of the week, and I am here, as promised. I will be here for a very, very, very short period of time. I'm not sure how long, a couple of hours maybe. I have a couple of things I want to talk about today, so we're not playing games today. We'll get to that maybe tomorrow. We'll see how things go. But the next couple of days are going to be questionable. Obviously, Thanksgiving, I won't be streaming. We're hosting. So the wife and I will be up at the ass crack of dawn, getting food ready for family to come over. So I won't be streaming or probably playing or doing anything on Thursday. Tomorrow's hit or miss. I'm not really sure. We're getting some things, again, set up for Thursday. So I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. So I'll let you guys know via the Discord later today if that's going to happen. But I probably won't know until morning, just depending on how much we get done today and how much we get done tomorrow, or how much we have to do tomorrow. So there you go. There's that. There's that. Sorry about yesterday. I ended up just ending my stream because I was just getting frustrated with the game, and it seemed like everyone was kind of leaving. So I was like, I'll take the hint. Today's not a good day. And I went and got a lot of stuff done. So yesterday was not a loss. I got a lot of stuff handled. Got some stuff going on this morning, and again, I'm just waiting for a phone call or a text, and then I will have to wrap up the stream. So I wanted to talk about a couple different things today. 3 things for sure. How was your weekend? Number one, how'd everything go? We really didn't do any of this yesterday. I got right into games, and we didn't really have our little morning chat like we normally do with coffee. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make up for it today. So, how was your day yesterday? How was your weekend? What'd you guys get done? Weekend was good. Good. It was GD. It was GD. GDP, baby. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Moving some stuff around, getting some props ready. I'm not Carrot Top, but I have some props for you guys here in a few minutes. So, I think the big news right now, we can just go ahead and just do it. Yeah, the big news right now is this game called Ascendant that came out of left field over the weekend and just took the nation by surprise. Everybody was playing this game over the weekend. What do you guys think? Was it incredible or what? You think it's going to take the extraction shooter genre and twist it up and throw it on its head? What do you guys think? Good morning, Penguin. How you doing? Kidding. This is the game that had another playtest. Now, I've been involved with playtests for this game for almost 2 years now, and I like the idea. I like the concept. It's an extraction shooter. It's got this awesome 80s aesthetic. As you could tell from the picture. I mean, you get to dress up as a 80s hair band metal man. It's interesting. The problem is that the last time I played this, which was 9 months ago now, I want to say, the last open test that they had, or a closed test, whatever. People don't really go after. There's a bunch of things to do on the map. It ends up everyone goes into the tower, and it's just PvP until there's nobody left. And me and one other guy, I have some footage. I can't share it with you, unfortunately, because it's, NDA, but I have some footage of one other guy that got in with me, no comms. And he actually went, because it's a 3-man situation. We went in, we did all the missions while everybody else was fighting. And we extracted with the 3 orbs of power or whatever the fuck it was. And we beat the, everybody else is fighting. And then everything ends because we left with the 3 orbs. And everyone's like, what happened? Why did the game end? And it's like, because we did the objectives. We did what was supposed to happen. So I put in there that you guys got to figure out a way to get people to either make it a PvP game or make it so that it's not everyone wants to PvP and they do missions as well. And the PvPs is kind of sprinkled in. So they went back to the drawing board, and it's been a while since I last heard of them. Anyhow, this past weekend, I don't know why they did it on the weekend. Kind of weird to me. And it was really, really late in the day too. They had two playtest days on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, I got my email saying, you're good to go. Here you go. I get in there, nothing. No, it's not in my Steam account. I'm like, what is going on? So I message these guys. Day 1 is ruined. Day 2, they send me another message saying, if you already played it, you should have it in your Steam account. Not there. But at least they sent me friend codes. They gave me 2 friend codes to get people in. I had to burn one of those codes to get access to this playtest. And then by the time I got into the playtest, it was already over. So I didn't get to play this thing at all over the weekend, but they were doing Twitch drops and some other things. So my question is, did anybody see this being played by anybody? Did anybody watch any of it? And did you get your Twitch drops? Because I don't. It was weird because they said it was under an NDA, but then they're like, but make sure you stream this for your people and to turn on the Twitch drops because we're going to be dropping some stuff, whatever. So I don't know what the hell happened. I don't. I mean, it was a mess. They really fucked this one up. So I don't know. Did anybody see this gameplay? Did anyone play it? Anyone know anything about it? Yeah. I don't know. I think it has a place, but I think the extraction shooter stuff is getting a little crazy. It's getting a little long. Everything's a fucking extraction shooter now. I know everybody wants to be on board with it, but we already have plenty of options. And I don't know. There's it's such a wide gamut of games that are considered extraction shooters, which is weird to me. But I don't know. At least we're still getting some BRs. I mean, Battlefield 6 BR is good. It's just really broken, really, really broken, and it makes me cry. It reminds me of PUBG, but people were willing to stick with PUBG. I mean, it's almost 8 years. Next month, like 3 weeks from now, Xbox will be celebrating 8 years of PUBG, which is that's a big thing. That's a big deal. A game that lasts 8 years, that doesn't happen very often. Most of these games come and go in a year. So, what's up, Joey? How you doing? PUBG is coming out with one now. Yes, yeah. I think there's actually a handful of play tests going on next month, and then in January for a bunch of different games. I'm excited. I did sign up for that one. We'll see if they let me in. If it turns out to be something good, maybe I'll be a PUBG partner again. We'll see what happens. But as far as PUBG itself goes, it's way too late for me to get involved in the PC side of things, and I don't have a use for a console anymore. So unfortunately, my PUBG days are behind me. So it is what it is. But this new game sounds interesting, and I might be. I mean, I also tried to get into Marathon. Marathon's going to have another fucking test next month as well, probably during this one here. I've been trying to get into Marathon tests all year. I mean, I'm one of the biggest Halo fans around, and I don't understand why they won't let me in. Why, man? Why? So I don't know. But they didn't let me into the playtest for the Battle 6 BR, but probably a good thing because I would have been all over them. They would have been sick of the beatdown videos being sent to them. It's like, God damn, this guy finds everything broken. Everything's broken for this guy. Why is it just this one guy? That's my luck. That's just my luck. Peanut, Tim, Shroud, etc. all on Arc. I don't think any of the extraction players are focusing on anything else. Yeah. I mean, that's the hot ticket right now. I remember Helldivers. That was all the rave for like 6 weeks or so, and then it just fizzled out. But we'll see. I mean, I'm glad people have an option now. I mean, I really wouldn't consider it an extraction shooter. I mean, I think we need subgenres to kind of like to cut these things up instead of putting them in one big pool. I don't think it really works out too well. We need to have different names for these games, different types of games. Because, I mean, extraction shooter itself is such a huge umbrella. I mean, people are trying to say Division 1 is an extraction game. It's not. But, I mean, it kind of fits. You go to a place and you leave. So that's all it takes to be considered an extraction shooter. We got to figure out a better way of assigning genres to games nowadays. I signed up too. I'm done with PUBG old school. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of fun. I was going through some clips this morning. Brought a tear to my eye of some old game clips of me and Pat, Rick James, and the Peak Meister. Yeah, we had a lot of good time. A lot of good times back in the day. But it's a new day. It's a new age of video games, and I keep saying the older I get, the more I feel like I don't belong in the video game world anymore. It's weird. It's I never felt like this before. I feel like it's just getting old, man. It's just, I mean, we were there from the very beginning, and now we kind of see where it's going in a different direction. And we're like, no, those old people are like, no, we want our OG games back. And they're like, no, we're leaving you behind. We're going to start doing crazy things. So that's kind of where it's at. I got Arc, but I'm be honest, not a fan. The game is good, but it doesn't just grab me. I don't be at work and be like, oh my God, I can't wait to go home and play Arc. I know I haven't really had a game like that in a long time, man. I haven't really where I obsessed about it. PUBG was like my biggest obsession, man. I was always watching people trying to, figure out, what weapons, what attachments, what's everything, man. I would eat, sleep, and shit PUBG. I mean, I was working 10 minutes from home. I would take a lunch. I would jump on my fucking bike and I would fucking blast home. I would fire up PUBG. I'd play one round, one match, unless I died early. I'd play one match and then I would hop back on the bike and go back to work. And I did that every day. I loved PUBG so much that, yeah, I couldn't wait to play it. But the games just don't hit me like that anymore. And that's the kind of the sad thing. I mean, I'm about to go through a list of games here that, I think the 360 probably was the best when it came to games and the biggest graphical jump from a previous generation. I think the 360 is where it was. That was kind of at. But jumping some PUBG this morning, the water is fine. Well, good. I'm glad that people are still enjoying it. That's what I'm saying is that, it's at a long lifespan. Arena Breakout Infinite is the game for me right now. There you go. Yeah, I think right now, I mean, the extraction shooters were Tarkov. Tarkov's, the granddaddy of all extraction games. There's been a handful since then. I think the very first one for console was called Vigor. It was, a TPP game, and that's what seems to be what's happening with all these extraction shooters. It started off as an FPP hardcore shooter game that you'd go in, you had a limited time, then you come out, and that's what made it an extraction game. But now we're getting all these TPP games. I've seen some RPG extraction shooter things. It's kind of getting a little long in the tooth. But for people that like Tarkov but don't want Tarkov, I think Delta Farce and Arena Breakout, those are your options there. And then if you want to get into more casual, non-sweaty, just chilling games, they have TPP versions now. This Arc Raider game is one of them. We have Exoborn coming out here shortly. They're probably going to wait for this to die down, and then they'll release their game because they're kind of similar. I think Exoborn's a better game, but I mean that's just me. But I don't know if I would call them extraction shooters. I don't know. It's I think we could come up with a better name for some of these games. But anyhow, have you ever tried it? It's literally EFT, but with a map, no friendly fire, and you can see each other. Arena Breakout, yeah, I played it. Was it a year ago now? Year and a half ago when it first came out on PC. It was okay. I don't really like Tarkov. I was really hoping that Delta Farce was going to be closer to DMZ. It was not. It's more Tarkov than it is DMZ. Same with Arena Breakout Infinite. Those two games, I'm not really into those. Again, Battlefield 6 BR has really captivated me. If it wasn't so broken, if it wasn't such, and here's the thing. They're going to have like this big tournament in December. This game is nowhere even close to being ready for primetime esports of any sort. I mean, I don't know where they got this bright idea. There are going to be so many pissed off fucking people that play the game, and they're going to lose to just stupid shit, and they're going to be fucking furious. So I think that's great, unless they're planning on fixing this game, but I don't see it. They haven't even really, they addressed it, and they said they're working on things, but you don't see anything about this and that being fixed. Nothing. There's no, hey, we got a hot fix coming soon. We got a patch coming in. Nothing. It's like we're addressing the issues. We'll get to it eventually. But are you going to fix it before this big tournament? I mean, I'm not even. I mean, I was going to sign up for it, but I'm like, no, there's no way. There's absolutely no way I'm going to be involved in this thing. I just playing casual. It's crazy. Just the stupid shit that we died to just normally playing the game. No thanks. So I don't know. I'm kind of losing hope in the industry right now. We'll see how things go. But next year, there's a lot of games I'm really interested in. I'm more interested for games next year than ever came out this year. I can't really think of anything that came out this year that really was like amazing. Firebreak, I think Firebreak had a really good potential. And they fucked that one up right out the gates. And they finally just announced they're releasing a voice chat for the game. Like 6 months too late. Sorry guys, your game is dead. Just drop it. Just go away. Go lay down next to X Defiant somewhere. Where go. There's nothing you can do to save that game. That game's long gone now. Just give it up. Give it up, guys. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So anyhow, anybody play this game? Nobody. Most of you people haven't even heard of this game. Okay, all right. So we'll see. Another extraction shooter coming next year. I'm sure. We'll see what happens with it. If they give me another invite, I will do my best to stream it for you. But the weekends are tough, especially right now with the holidays coming. And we're just busy up until Christmas, and then a couple of weeks after that. So with that being said, one thing I did want to talk about over the weekend, I've been working on some projects. One is really close and dear to my heart, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. But on the 22nd of this month, we celebrated Xbox 360's 20th anniversary. 20 years since the 360 debuted, November 22nd of 2005. How many people here day one? That was I got two consoles then. I did the same thing for the Series X, and I put the first one on eBay, which paid for my second one. So, which was a great idea. Either, that's where the scalpers and stuff, that's where it kind of first started, was with the 360. But the 360 was huge. We had the Xbox One for, what was it, 3 years, 3.5, 4 years, I want to say, before this one came out. The Xbox was amazing. It was fantastic. I quickly got rid of my PlayStation 2 when picked up an Xbox. The Xbox was amazing to me. So when it jumped to the 360, that was probably the biggest graphical upgrade and jump in technology, I think, since any generation of console. And it was amazing, absolutely amazing. There's a lot of stories behind the making of the 360, how Cliffy B was the reason why the Xbox 360 had 512 megabytes of RAM for a little game called Gears of War, which was probably, besides Halo, was probably their biggest franchise on the Xbox itself. But there's a lot of great stories there. So I just figured we'd all come together and talk about our favorite games and just, fun little stories of involving the Xbox 360. So go ahead, take it away, guys. I'm all ears. All right. So first off, general sarcasm. I was PS3 and came over with Cot. There you go. Okay. So one of the best launch titles in history, I think, for me, was Call of Duty 2 on the 360. Was amazing. When I got the 360, I didn't get any games with it on day one. And it came out a couple days before Thanksgiving. There was demos, which was kind of cool. You could actually log into Xbox Live and you could download demos for certain games. So I downloaded, I think it was Viva Pinata. There was a Need for Speed game, I want to say. And then there was a level of Call of Duty 2. And I played that level over and over and over. Black Friday, I on Thanksgiving, all I could think of while I was sitting here eating my food is I can't wait for tomorrow so I can go to the store and buy Call of Duty 2. So Black Friday, I went out early in the morning, bought Call of Duty 2, went to work. When I got out of work, I went home and immediately popped that disc in and I was gaming, man. Call of Duty 2 was a huge game for me. Again, probably one of the best launch titles for me anyhow, which was amazing. And then 3 came out and almost killed the series. And then this game right here, which is my absolute favorite. I want to say this is unfortunately a second place for me. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was the game and arguably the best Call of Duty ever. I mean, a lot of you guys say Black Ops 2. I didn't really play Black Ops 2. I was playing other games like Titanfall at the time, but this game right here was the game. Everybody was playing this fucking game. I think I told you guys the story before, but I'll tell you again. When BioShock came out, the day BioShock came out, I went down to my local video store. Some of you old guys remember this. And I rented BioShock. I was friends with one of the guys that worked behind the counter. And I told him, when that comes in, you set it aside for me. Call me. I'll be right down there. So I went and got BioShock. I was excited as hell. I'm at work. I can't wait to get home. I got BioShock in my hand. I'm going to go fucking jam this game out. And then I get an email. Congratulations. You're part of a beta test for this game. So I played this all weekend. The 3 maps that they gave us, I played this all weekend, never even touched BioShock. I ended up having to take back BioShock, and I ended up playing it a couple months later. But this was one of the first beta tests I was in, and it was absolutely amazing. Fantastic fucking game. And then the full thing came out, and we were all hooked. So I would have to say this is probably number 2 for me. And when it comes to like top games. It's hard because I think we all have our own lists of top 10, top 5, top 3. There's a lot of good ones, but I would have to say, and I had a PC at the time, so a lot of these games were already available to me. But again, for what it was And for my kids at the time, they were little guys. They loved watching me play these games. And then they eventually got into this game. This right here, the orange box probably has the best memories for me and my kids. Half-Life 2, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. This was right here. This was amazing. This was a lot of game for your $50. So that's my third place. And number one, anybody want to guess what my number one Xbox 360 game was? Number one. Came with Reach, so I got to play the Halo series campaigns in order. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you go. And then they had Halo CE Anniversary Edition. That was cool because you could change the graphics from remaster to original on the fly by hitting, I think, the select button. It was cool. So you go to certain areas and you go boop, and you go, oh my god, this looks ugly, and then you hit to go, oh my god, it looks amazing now. Oh man, Half-Life, hands down, best money ever spent on a game. All the mods that exploded on that game. Exactly. I in my garage on my workbench, I have 3 PC games out there, original box copies that I bought when they came out, and it's Battlefield 2, which is still, I think, my favorite Battlefield ever. Half-Life 2 Episode 1, because they sold them individually, and then Far Cry. No, the original Far Cry, Yeah, those are some of my favorite PC games ever, and I built computers basically for those games back in the day. But yeah, Counter-Strike is pretty much where I came from. My number one game for the Xbox 360. Halo 3. This game right here was absolutely incredible. And just so you guys know, before Call of Duty, before this, we had games like this. Halo was probably one of the best multiplayer sweatfest games ever. Halo 2 on the original Xbox, when that came out, my brother and I were standing in line at GameStop in the mall. Yeah, 2 things you don't hear about anymore: GameStop and the mall, for a midnight release. And we went home. As soon as we got that game in our hands, we ran to our fucking car. We were out of there, man. We went home. We played that till about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I still had to go to work the next day. But Halo was the game, bro. And I don't know what happened. After Halo 5, I don't know what the fuck happened. I thought Halo 5 was amazing. I thought it was a fantastic game. I played the hell out of that. And then it just, I don't know what happened. Call of Duty was releasing every year. Halo, they needed 3, 4, 5 years in some cases to get games done. It just kind of sucked. And with Infinite, I mean, I played a little bit, but it doesn't give me the feels that this game gave me, man. This game was intense. Everybody was playing this. Everybody, unless you're on PlayStation, then I feel bad for you. But you guys had Killzone. You guys had games over there. I played Counter-Strike when it was community mod before Valve bought it. Yeah, the guy that made the mod, Goose, he released another game recently. It's not good. Not good. I bought it and then returned it immediately. It was not very good. But anyhow, I guess you can only get struck by lightning once. I definitely put time into Halo 3. Hell yeah. Biggest jump of graphical had to be SNES to 64. Yeah, if you go by generation of those consoles, that was pretty big. Yeah. So anyhow, those are the games right there. These 3 right here will always be, and there's 1,000 other games that I like as well, but these ones right here, these will always be near and dear to my heart. So, what was your guys' favorite game? Anybody? Nobody? Okay. All right. Moving on. Next thing. That kind of segue into the next thing here for the Xbox 360 after 20 years, almost. It was like 6 months ago, I want to say 6 to 9 months ago. Someone finally figured out how to jailbreak the 360, which is amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. People have been modding these things for a long time. Me included. Originally there was a JTAG, and then there was an RGH. And what those did you had to solder onto the board a mod chip, and those allowed you to bypass the Xbox 360 security systems. You can add your own operating system, like Freestyle Dash or Aurora, which is the most recent one. You could play burn games. Well, I mean, you had to do some other things as well. But you can increase your hard drive size, and you could put all these games on there. You could have homebrew games on there. You could put emulators on there for the Super NES and the Sega Genesis. So that's been a thing for 15 plus years. Okay, that's common. But someone finally figured out how to soft mod, which is the term we use when you use software instead of hard mod. And I think now just the term is everything's jailbroken. I think it started with the iPhone or iPad or whatever, to jailbreak it. Someone figured out how to do it with software. The problem is that it took like up to 20 minutes, and every time you shut your console off, you had to start it over again. So it wasn't very viable. You know, if you were willing to wait 20 minutes to log into it and hope that it worked, then that worked. But here's the thing. Someone most recently figured out how to do it with do it differently on a USB drive. Thought I had one on. There it is. They use a USB drive. They put the files on there. They stick it in the 360, and it will load up in like less than 10 to 15 seconds. Sometimes it takes a little longer. I've been testing it all weekend. And then again, you had to do it all over again. And then somebody else figured out how to do it automatically. So every time you start up the console, as long as you have this plugged in, it'll automatically do it for you and put you right into Aurora, which is amazing. And then one step further, someone just recently, within the last 2 weeks, I want to say, released it so you can put it on your hard drive. You do not need a USB drive anymore. You can plug this fucker in, and it automatically, every time you boot up the console, it'll go through this program. It'll soft mod it for you on the fly, and then you're gaming, dude. And this has been exciting for me. So I worked on one console over the weekend. I've got 2 more I'm going to be doing. I did a lot of oops, because I want to put my own spin on things as well with custom splash screens and shit like that. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. So no more taking your consoles apart and soldering things into place and things like, no, you don't even have to take your console apart anymore. All you need is a software, and you can it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So I'm working on a couple of these right now. I would like to when I do get them completely finished, I want to plug them into the setup here, and I want to run through it with you guys and show you everything I've done to it and how it actually works. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, it's anybody can do it now. Anybody can do it. You got a 360 sitting in the closet from fucking eons ago. You can do this, and you can. Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. So, and for someone that used to repair the Red Rings of Death, and I modified the drives so they would play burned discs. Here's one right here. This is a burned copy of Halo CE Anniversary, ABGX verified and LT 3.0. In the little V there, you had to run it through a certain program because the disc would send information to Xbox Live, and if it realized it was a burned disc, it would brick your console. Or it wouldn't brick it, but what it would do is it would ban the console, so you couldn't connect to Xbox Live, and any game saves that you used on that console wouldn't transfer over. They were harsh, man. They were harsh to their people. So I ran this program, and these discs were not cheap. They were like $3 a piece. They were pretty expensive back in the day. DVD plus R dual layer in the Verbatim brand, pretty expensive, but I would burn these games, and the people that I sold consoles to that had the modified drives to play these, I told, give me a call. Whatever game you're looking for, give me a call. And I had these fuckers ready to go. I made more money off games. I shouldn't be telling you guys this. Than I did the consoles that I was selling them to. But just like any business, you got to sell them the console cheap, get it in their house, and then that's when you make money, is off the games. But if a brand new game came out and it was $50 and I'm selling this for fucking 20, yeah. I'm a hustler, baby. Sorry, mystery eyes and stuff here. I was on a little tangent there. BioShock, Dark Souls. There you go. NCAA football, Borderlands, COD 4, and Halo 3. To be honest, I wasn't a huge gamer when I was younger, really just COD. That's fine. I'm wrong. I'm wrong with that. WD, thanks for lurking. The stream yesterday was a rough one. I at least got a nice clip shooting a chopper down with the engineer launcher. No problem, man. I was in and out. I was working on a bunch of different stuff. So whenever I see you guys are streaming, I pull you guys up. I may not be focused on it, but I got you guys up. So thank you for the stream, man. I'll be home at 11 for some Red Sec, my man. There you go. Any 360 or just OG? It works on any 360, even the E's, which weren't very popular. You guys remember the E's? I think that was the one where you paid like a subscription service or something like that, and they sent you this console. So basically, you're paying for the service up front, and then they gave you a free console. But it was the E version, so it didn't have a disc drive. I think it was all digital. It was like one of the first all digital consoles. But supposedly it works on all of them because it's tricking the software into a game. You're using a game save, which if anyone's ever done any soft modding before, that's what you do. The Wii was one of the first that I soft modded, which I did soft mod Xbox originally. But anyhow, the Wii there were two games you could use. I always did the Lego Indiana Jones game, and then it had this corrupt game save that you used to bypass So, I mean, my kids they were lucky little fuckers. They had a Wii that they never used with a 500 gig hard drive attached to it with all the Wii games. All the Wii games. I still have that upstairs. Awesome shit, man. But I've always modified everything. I'm the guy. I'm like Tim the Tool Man when it comes to consoles. I'm always tinkering with shit. I'm more power. So this is kind of in my wheelhouse. So when I saw this, and I'm like, I told the wife, like, I got to do this, and I decided to do it this weekend. I've been enthralled with this whole thing, and it's just amazing. Because this is what I do. This is right up my alley. So I'm like, I gotta tell the gang. I gotta tell the gang that they can do this too. It's easy. Pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty simple. My 360 is still plugged into the TV. There you go. You can do this too. Ricky Bobby, what's going on, man? Good morning. How you? Skyrim and R2 for me. I almost grabbed that one. I have a bunch of burn games out I decided to grab this one because I was like, everyone knows this one. But yeah, I have one. It's the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare or whatever. I have that one burned as well. I have so many burn games. Not two, but yeah, you know. Good morning from the Big D. It's the Big R. It's the Big R from the Big D. So that's incredible stuff. If you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, again, I think there's enough videos out there. I don't know. I had to search a lot to kind of find a better one. There is a much, much faster and easier version of doing this, but it's meant for power users or people that are going to do multiple consoles. So I won't really get into all that, but for the average Joe that has one console at home, all you need is a USB drive. It's really, really, really simple. And then the nice thing is if you do it that way, you just leave it plugged in. And if you don't want to launch, if you want to just have a regular unjailbroken, you just pull the USB stick out. And when it boots up, it won't recognize this. It doesn't know any better. It's amazing. So if you guys are interested, let me know. I'll help you through it. Otherwise, I'm thinking about making my own video. But again, I did search. There are videos out there. I have a problem sometimes with certain videos that they're not really thorough, and the microphones are all scratchy, and it's hard to understand what they're saying. They rush through things, and I don't know. So I might make my own. We'll see what happens. But I'm still struggling. I still have a video of Louie and I getting a win from 2 weeks ago on Red Sec, and I still haven't posted that. So too many things to do, not enough time. So anyhow, Oblivion set a very high bar. It did. That's still to this day one of my kids' favorite games. I tried playing the remastered version that came out. Isn't that what was it Oblivion, or was it Skyrim? Maybe it was Oblivion. I don't know. Either one. I couldn't get into them, man. I'm not good at those games. I'm not good at those games at all. I get impatient. I just want to kill everybody. That's part of the reason why I think I broke the game yesterday, is because I just started killing people. I was just bored. This is a psycho walking around in a game killing everybody. Well, I didn't have internet, so that was it. Haha. You playing some Red Sec today? Me? No. This is gonna be a very short stream. I have some stuff going on, waiting for a guy. He's coming to buy some cars for me. So yeah, we're gonna get that knocked out, and then I have some. I gotta get to getting this Thanksgiving stuff set up. So I figured I would talk about everything that I wanted to talk about yesterday. I didn't get a chance to. We just played games for a little bit yesterday, but anyhow. Been waiting for that, brother. Hell yeah. It's there. I uploaded it. I uploaded it a week ago. I got to get a thumbnail. I got to publish the fucking thing. And it's usually more work to publish it than it is to actually edit it and then put it up to YouTube. So it'll be there. It'll be there. So, used car lot. Sometimes I fucking feel like it with all the cars in our driveway. God damn. So we're getting rid of 2 more. So thank God. And we got rid of the Jeep. So that's 3 cars. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. So there you go. Happy birthday, Xbox 360. A lot of good memories there. And then again, being able to start working on this thing again. And I actually built another old computer with Windows 98 just so I could go back. Well, XP, I'm sorry. So I can go back and I can modify more drives because the software is so old now because I don't think anybody even does it anymore. You have to have an old computer that's running Windows XP to actually do the job. It's insane. But if anyone needs theirs done, let me know because I have it all set up in the garage. It's all ready to rock and roll. So fond memories. And then whenever I worked on a 360, and I bought a lot of them, I can't even tell you. It'd have to be more than 50 and less than 100. Which it doesn't sound like much, but when you think about it, that's a lot. People would leave their games, especially when there was one that had like a broke disc, a drive or whatever. There was a lot of games. People left a lot of shit behind in their consoles. Most of the time, the games were so fucking beat up because sometimes the laser, if it wasn't reading right, it would extend too far and the disc would hit it and it would put a big scratch mark in the disc. Yeah. So there was a lot of discs were bad, but the number one disc. Can you guys guess what game was the number one game I found in consoles when I was repairing or fixing or whatever with them? What game? Anyone want to take a guess? You might get it. I think you might get it because it's probably one of the. I think it's probably one of the biggest games and one, especially for the younger generation. It was probably one of the biggest influential games for their generation coming up. So. Not Halo. Surprisingly, it's not Halo, but I think people took care of their Halo games. I don't think I ever found a Halo of any sort in any console that I bought or sold, which is telling. Because people BMX Triple X, no. Dude, I do have that though. It's hard to find. It's hard to find game. Basically BMX Triple X, for anyone that doesn't know, it was topless girls on BMX bikes. It was like Tony Hawk, or Matt Hoffman's pro BMX or whatever. But it had nudity in it. That was. Don't ask me why. It was a weird time for games. You guys remember Outlaw Volleyball? And there was another one. It was dead or alive volleyball. And yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, you perverts, all of you. You're going to hell, you perverts. Anyhow. I just found a PC with 64 gig of RAM, AMD Ryzen 7 2700X, and my works electronic recycling. Ace motherboard supported M2, tossed an older video card in it. Nice little PC for my youngest to play Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox. That's a fantastic computer. My daughter actually runs my old 2700X in hers, and she has a GTX 1070 8 gig in it. And it works for the games that she likes to play. But yeah, that's a solid find right there. Nice. Skate 3, no, close. No. Duke Nukem, I have that. I have Duke Nukem Forever. I had that. It's actually when I tested this Xbox, when I when I did the drive, and I just grabbed the first disc I found. It was like, oh yeah, Duke Nukem Forever. Okay, cool. Pop that in there. I've never seen that one. I think one of my kids actually had the disc. It had the radioactive sign on the actual disc itself. But I burned a digital or a burned copy of it and played it that way. Playboy's Mansion. There you go. Command and Conquer. Okay, so here I'll just tell you the number one game, and I actually have several of these, but the number one game I found in consoles was Call of Duty Black Ops, the original Black Ops. This one right here. This was the game. I found probably, I want to say, right around 10 copies of this game. Most of them were fucked up, but I think this is probably the one that's in the best shape, and then I use this one quite a bit. But yeah, this game right here, I found so many copies of this game, dude. Amazing. I guess when they're like, oh, well, it's got the red ring of death. I don't care anymore. Just get it out of here. So I got free copies of this game, which is great. That was the one. That was the one. I think I put a GTX 950 in it. Yeah. That's, yeah. For Roblox or, whatever, web based games they're playing, that's great. Fantastic. They might even be able to play some newer stuff. I mean, I don't know how old your kid is, but Delta Force, Minecraft, that scales very, very well. Minecraft, perfect. Roblox, yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome. 64 gig of RAM, good lord. I would take a lot of that out. I would swap that out with like 16 gigs and put the 64 in a different rig. That's a lot of RAM. You'll never use that ever. I mean, even current gaming rig, 64 that's a lot. This was and is the game. I still own a copy of it. I'll show you on stream today. Of what? This? Of this game? This is what you're talking about? I did find Gears of War. Oddly enough, I want to say the most recent one that I found was Judgment. I don't like who the fuck plays Judgment, dude? Not that it was a bad game, but the multiplayer was more of the same. It wasn't really any different. The story was kind of different. It was cool, playing it from Baird's perspective. But I don't know, man. It was kind of like a cash grab to me. It was like, what? I mean, you suck us in with the Gears, and then you're like, you give us the B character. Like I would have Coltrane should have had a fucking game, dude. Now he was a character. There should have been like, behind enemy lines with Coltrane or some shit like that. He's the one that should have had a spinoff game, not Baird. I don't know. Either way. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's really all I had to talk about today. I was having such a good time with the 360, and then we just celebrated its birthday recently, and we know we have one more console coming, but I'm still a firm believer that the next console we get is going to be a console PC hybrid, and then after that it's over. I think that the console wars, they're long gone now. They ended before Microsoft gave up with Halo, but it's all about making the money now. They don't give a shit. They don't care. It was more for the fans, the whole console war concept. They're like, yeah, you guys fight it out. Just keep buying our shit. They don't care. But I don't know. I think this next console I'm really interested in. We have the Steam machine coming out, and the more that they talk about it, looks like it's going to be close to $1,000. But again, this is going to be a great entry level PC for people that want to get out of their console. They want to finally be able to play PC games with the big boys, but they don't want to have to build their own. They don't want to, spend over $1,000 to buy a pre-made one. I think it's a great entry level PC, and it'll play majority of the games out there. Now you get into games like Gray Zone, probably not going to run very well, if at all. But you'll be able to play a lot of stuff that wasn't available on consoles. So I'm really excited about this thing. I even told the wife about it. She's been looking into it as well, and I said, I think I'm going to buy one and make it our dedicated emulation machine here. And she's like, do it. So I'll take the 360, or I'll take the Xbox Series X, and I'll just place that into the donation bin, and I'll bring that in. I'm going to donate it to the Children's Hospital. Steam Deck, is going to cost $900 to $1,000. Isn't the Steam Deck already out? The only game that will keep me up all night, Black Ops 1, was the best COD ever. Campaign multiplayer was great. I downloaded the music, the menu music. I was going to have that as my intro music because it's like 10 minutes long. But I didn't know if that would get me in trouble, because I think that's some of the most like iconic music besides Halo. The Black Ops menu music. Yeah, that, dude, now I can't get it out of my head. Some of the best music. I think it was wasn't it the first Call of Duty that had bots, that introduced bots? So if you wanted to play offline, or you didn't have the internet, or you just wanted to practice, you can get in there and you can play with bots, which was at the time was incredible. It's just an amazing game. So I think those are my three favorite Call of Duty games. Even though it was weird going to Modern Warfare in 2007, and then the next year, 2008, we went back to World War II with World at War. It was a lot of people are kind of irritated with it at first, but it ended up being a pretty good game. So World at War, Modern Warfare, World at War, and then Black Ops 1. Those are, I think, my 3 favorite Call of Duty games of all time. Amazing. And they're all within a few years of each other. What was everyone's first gaming console? Mine was Dreamcast, playing Crazy Taxi. Oh, Crazy Taxi, that brings back memories. I'm an old guy, so my first console, and my grandma's here, so thank you, Grandma, for bringing you. I have you to blame for this. Our grandma got us a Nintendo, the NES, the original NES. I want to say it was like 86, 87, maybe. I can't remember exactly when it was. And it was they kept that at their house, and so whenever we went to go visit them, we were gaming, man. It was awesome, such a good time. That was our first console, and then I think our parents found an Atari 2800 or something at a garage sale, and we kind of had that running, but it was hard to hook up, and yeah, it was weird. The Atari 2600 was okay, but man, going to Grandma's house and playing the NES, it was amazing. And then she would take us when we went over there. So we had this routine. So we go to the grocery store, and then in the grocery store, if you guys remember, for us old guys again, they actually had most grocery stores had like a video rental place, and they had games there too. So we go to the grocery store with my grandma, and we rent like a Nintendo game for the weekend. And then we'd always have Pizza Hut for dinner. Oh, it's memories, man. Fucking great memories of my grandma. So, yay! So we play games, and then we have dinner, and then my brothers would fall asleep because they're all younger than I am, and I was the big guy who was gonna stay up with my grandpa, and we would sit in the chairs, and we watch like John Wayne movies or old westerns until he fell asleep, and then my grandma would wake us both up and be like, all right, it's time to go to bed. All the memories, man, bring a tear to my eye. Hell yeah. So yeah. Yeah, the NES. Long story short, the NES was my first console. Peng was a 64. Sometimes I forget how young you guys are. But my mentality, I don't think I ever outgrew like 16, 17. My mind is like permanently ingrained. I am 17 years old. It's pretty bad. Playing Tetris and Donkey Kong. Hell yeah. The wife gives you approval for Steam Deck. Awesome. I don't want a Steam Deck. These guys, some of you guys bought those Asus ROGs or whatever, the ROG Allies or whatever they are. And then you guys were selling them, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. I don't have any use for them. I don't do handhelds. Whenever if I'm playing games somewhere, it's usually right here. And then I have some stupid things on my phones if I'm just sitting around at like the DMV or whatever and trying to, kill some time. But I'm not a handheld gamer guy. I'm just not that guy. Never really was. I had a Game Boy. I had a Sega Game Gear. You guys remember the Game Gears? Those were fucking incredible. My kids, they all had the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Flip, the 3DS, oh my God, there's so many of them now. But my kids loved them, but I never really got into that stuff. Now, who here, the older guys, again, you guys remember the Tiger games, the Tiger handheld electronic games? You guys remember those? It was one game, and it had all the buttons like a controller, but it was like a little LCD screen. I had Paperboy. Paperboy was one of my favorite. And then I had the Star Wars pinball one. But those were cool, man. I think they're like $20. Yeah. But every game, you have to have another one. And I remember at one point, we had a bunch of them because we get them for Christmas and stuff like that. I think we had like a big tote or a bin or something when we were younger with all those games in there. With all dead batteries, of course. Battery didn't last very long. But when I was a kid, I enjoyed those handhelds. When the Tiger games, when you're in the car, you're going to the store, whatever, you're playing some Paperboy, yeah, good times. Good times. Atari 2600, then NES. Atari we had over 200 games for it. Good God, man, they were all expensive too. My cousin had wood grain Atari. Yeah. 17 again. ROG Ally, it collects dust. Problem is they are so fucking big and not comfortable at all to play. Yeah, and the battery life isn't the best. And you can get battery attachments, but then you're adding another 5 pounds. You're lugging this fucking handheld on your shoulder on the table. I'm going to play for a little bit. Oh shit! Here comes my train. Better pause. Ugh, I gotta go. My favorite was Double Dragon. Yes, Peak. Yes, Battletoads. Oh God, yes. Those were the days, guys. Those were the days. Awesome. Oh man, where does the time go? Okay, and let's see. Last but not least, because our good friend is here. Go bad for these PUBG partners. I'm still in their Discord and these poor souls. All right, last but not least, what day is it? We haven't done this one in a while, so I'm going to do this real quick for you guys. Oh, this is perfect. I did not plan this, just so you guys know. This just happened to be, and everything happens for a reason. Today, all you fathers out there, today is National Play Dad with Dad. I think it's supposed to say Play with Dad. Yes, it is. It's a typo. It's National Play with Dad Day. So play some games with your kids, go hang out with your kids, do something with your kids today, because it's National Play with Dad Day. That's awesome. We deserve a day, guys. National Parfait Day. I like parfaits. That one of my favorite breakfasts is the parfaits. Awesome. With some strawberries or blueberries in there. Oh yeah, or both. That's the way to go. It's also Shopping Reminder Day. Yeah, this is just a precursor to Black Friday. Make sure you get your wallets and your credit cards ready, because they're going to be smoking after this weekend. What's Blaze? Blase? Is it Blase Day? Blase. Blase. What's that? That shows a very confused man. I don't know what this means. Does anybody know what Blase Day is? And that's it. There you go. Yeah, if you want the best gaming, you need to play plugged in for sure. If running turbo mode drains fast, yes. What were you saying about the 360 jailbreak thing? You'll be putting out a YouTube video on how to word it. Yes, I was thinking about it because I was looking up videos trying to figure out how to do this thing. And I ended up on a guy's page. He's from Australia. A little hard to understand. His mic broke up quite a bit. And I mean, he had the right information, but I feel like it could have been done a little bit better. Not to pick on this guy at all, but I didn't see much out there. So I don't know. But yes, I am thinking about doing that. If you're interested, I was thinking about doing that. I did one for the 360 emulator, and then I years and years ago, I still have almost 40,000 views on this video. One of the first ones I put out there was how to soft mod and how to build the ultimate original Xbox. And that one I still get a lot of messages and stuff daily on, and a lot of views. So my tutorial videos do very, very well. So yes, I am seriously considering one. Playing Fortnite with a kid afterward. Yeah, there you go. Only be smoking when I buy myself a 4070 Ti. You want to go big, go Ti or Super. Just Blaze. What does that mean? What does it mean? I was gonna say Blaze. Oh, he's a wait a second. Gary Blaze. It's a song? Oh, got it. Okay. Blaze Day, celebrated November 20th, is a strange holiday that allows worldly people to let themselves feel displeased with things they find unimpressive. It's not surprising that the French have a word for this state of being, since they must be displeased with most things. If you also find yourself to be too cultured, oh my God, yeah, that's a big problem. And cosmopolitan compared to the easily impressed people around you, this is the time for you to enjoy complaining about the things. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm in. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's complaining. If you don't mind, or a link a good download. I hate downloading from links I don't know where they come from. Yes, no problem. I can do that. Let me work on that. If you're not in a rush, it might take me a few days. I honestly probably won't be able to get to it until this weekend, if I'm lucky. Because again, we're getting prepared the next 2 days as preparation for Thanksgiving, and then Friday, Black Friday, we'll be doing shopping and other things, and then Saturday and Sunday I should be available. So yes, if you guys aren't in a hurry, then I'd be happy to do that. Blaze is a term we use. Smoke some ganja. BD calls it fresh air. I didn't think you understood what that meant. I thought, because usually when I go out for fresh air is because something bad had just happened and I need to fucking take a walk before I start screaming at people and making them feel bad. Which I don't ever scream at, just so you know, I don't scream at people, but I do get pretty fucking irritated and frustrated when we're playing games. So for you that have been playing with me for years and put up with my shit, you're the real hero here. You really are. That's mainly meant for Peak and Rick. Oh, Rick's gone now. Fuck him. I was thinking that what Blaze meant. It looked like blase because it has an apostrophe or whatever at the end of it. So I was like, is it blase? Are they trying to be, but no, it's French. It's French blaze. I think it's great though. Listen, I don't think I'm more cultured than other people. I definitely don't think I'm more cosmopolitan than other people. But when it comes to my daughter, who again, and she'll never live this down, and I don't care how old she gets, she called us uncultured swine. I know I'm more cultured than her now. So when she gets home, it's blase day or blaze day, either way. Oh man, I do my fair share of bitching. I can't talk. It's all good, brother. It's all good. I was telling the wife this the other day. I was like, we finally find a game. For years, we're searching. PUBG, I give up on PUBG and we find DMZ almost immediately, right? It didn't take very long. And we all loved DMZ. We all had access to DMZ. We could all play with each other because of cross-play. It was awesome, okay? So when I switched over to PC, it wasn't that big of a deal because I could still play with all you guys. Then DMZ takes a shit, and then we don't have any games to play together. All the multiplayer games that I tried to find to play with my console brethren didn't work. Hell Let Loose, What was the other one? There was a couple other ones. X Defiant. We had a good time with X Defiant for a week or two. That was kind of fun. I think we all got into that. That was a lot of fun. And then it just fizzled out. Finally, we find a game that our community and the people I used to play with on console, we can all play together, and it's fun as fuck. But it's broken. It's so broken. It gets to the point where it's not even fun anymore. I play for an hour or two, maybe 3 hours, and I'm like, I'm done, guys. I gotta go get some fresh air. I gotta go punch a tree or something. It's just horrible. But yeah, I mean, we tried to play this game together. We tried to finally come back together to play games again, and we were playing a broken mess. So I'm with you, brother. I've been doing nothing but bitching about this game, but yet I still play it. Shame on us, huh? Shame on us. There was a song that goes, Blaze, 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 Blaze. I forget who sings it. Yeah, his name's Gary Blaze. I just looked it up. Yeah, he has his own song. Yeah, song by Gary Blaze from 2018. It's got to be the one, right? DMZ was amazing. It was a lot of fun. It was a great concept that I don't know what they decided to do. And I don't know. The game Call of Duty's gone downhill considerably since then. Last year, I didn't play the multiplayer, but last year's campaign was incredible. And then this year everything just fell apart. So, I mean, maybe they'll wisen up and maybe they will finally bring back DMZ again, which was the game mode that most of us preferred. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. The hit marker is not registering is stupid. I think it's stupid that they have a way, and this is kind of bad, but they have a way. There's a graph that you can pull up so you can see how many shots registered on your end and how many were sent to the server. If that doesn't show you right then and there how broken this game is, I don't know what will. And that's their tool that they're sharing with you and telling you they're allowing you to turn that on to further infuriate you when you miss shots, but you're like, pretty sure I just shot that guy in the mouth. I don't know. Number one, when the hit markers don't register, it's frustrating. I get it. But when the hit markers register, but they're not being sent to the server, and you're hitting this person in front of you, and you get melted with 3 shots, that right there, I'm telling you, when they have this tournament in December, if the game's not fixed by then, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people that are involved in this thing. There's a lot of pissed off people. See what happens. I only scream at my teammates when I don't have my mic on, because sometimes they act like utter idiotic baboons and do the dumbest things that give us the possibility of losing. Yes, I agree. I yell at my screen quite a bit as well. CyberPower PC Gamer Extreme Gaming Desktop, Intel Core Ultra 5225F, NVIDIA RTX 5060, Windows 11 Home, 32 gig RAM, 2 terabyte SSD. Costco has this for $800. Is it good based on what you are seeing? It sounds good. I don't know anything about Intel. I haven't been an Intel guy in over 15 years. I'm all AMD for CPU. The RTX 5060 is not bad. Is it an 8 gig, or is it that you might want to keep an eye on? 32 gig RAM's good. I don't really know the speeds there. 2 terabyte SSD is common nowadays. I would say probably a pretty good deal, but I don't know anything about the Intel, so I couldn't tell you. But for $800, that's a pretty good deal for a pre-built with a 5060 in it. I mean, you would think that would have a 4060. Demons with phone, even randos. Besides that, Intel, yes. I got the PC Pass to play some Black Ops 7 for a month when Red Sack pissed me off. What do you think of it? What do you think of the multiplayer, Louis? How do you see that BD on console? I don't know if you guys have it. I don't know. How much is better version of the Intel piece? It looks like I could easily replace everything based on the pick. That yeah, Smokey might be able to tell you. I'll grab a Ryzen 5700X. Is that what it's on par with? But he can't, though, because if the motherboard's set up for Intel, then it has to stay Intel, unfortunately. So in order, the only way for him to switch is he'd have to get a whole new motherboard. The RAM's fine. The RAM will transfer, but the motherboard won't. I'd have to do some research and see where that processor falls in line with an AMD. What's the AMD comparison there? And then I could tell you. But I mean, even for $800, I still think that that's pretty solid deal. It's a chart I talk about. I have on all the time. Okay, so if Penguin can do it, then you can do it. Awesome. I need to see that chart. Hit markers not registering on the server is one of my big complaints right now. Or delayed hits. So many times I hit a mofo and I hear it go clink, but no damage. Then the wonderful, I am getting shot. I am behind cover while behind. Yes, that's another big issue. The delay is insane. And again, I think it has a lot to do with the server tick rate, amongst other things. So they could bump that up. Right now it's at 30, and they supposedly say it gets to 60 during end game. But again, I don't know what the end game is. Is that how small is the circle, or is it a certain number of people that are in there? It doesn't seem any better when there's 3 people or 3 teams left, is when there's, the full fucking 100 people are in the game. So I don't know what they're talking about. The 5060 is 8 gig. Okay, that's what I thought. You might want to look elsewhere for longevity. The 5060 is not going to get you very far. 8 gig for VRAM is I don't understand why they're releasing last year's 4060s, or last generation's 4060s being 8 gig. Yeah, I know there was a 16 gig version of them, but they were rare and they were very expensive. You were better off just getting a 4070. 8 gig is not good enough. 12 gig minimum right now. I'm on 12 gig, and a lot of games tell me I need more. So you can get AMDs that are comparable to NVIDIA's with 16 gigs, but again, NVIDIA is better than AMD. I mean, we can argue that all day if you want, but especially if you're going to stream. If you're going to stream from the same computer that you have you're playing games on, you got to have NVIDIA, because AMD, their codecs for streaming are terrible, absolutely terrible. And no matter what you do, you're going to get a pixelated stream. Anything after the 14th gen on Intels are still flaky. Take that 800 and build one. I don't know if you'd be able to find a video card and everything. I mean, you might be able to. You might come close. You might come close. I shot a tank with armor-piercing rounds with my Bradley, and they didn't even register, even though we were dead in front of each other. We were touching, and I died because I couldn't shoot him with my main gun. Only my lock-on rocket shot. There's no way to convert outside of a new board. Also, be wary of the RAM. Some RAM is Expo optimized and can be flaky with Intel. Yeah, I have heard that. Again, I haven't used Intel in a while, but I have heard some of these horror stories coming out of the Intel crowd. So I personally don't have enough information to tell you if that's good or not, or what to do. I'm an AMD guy, so anything AMD I can help you with. It's not bad, media. I got to mess with some settings, haven't yet, and I have default guns, so I'm going against sweats that have everything leveled up already. Well, good. Going AMD for gaming, and if you can swing it, go for the X3D variant for the AMD chips. Yes, that's the only reason I'm still on AM4, because I have the 5800 X3D, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Now, could I do better with AM5? Absolutely. But right now, that is the best processor for gaming that you can get on the AM4 platform without having to upgrade. So I'm still on DDR4, and it's starting to get a little old. It's starting to get a little old, but I think I can squeeze another year out of it, and then I'll upgrade and probably go like 9800 X3D. Then I'll be dedicating $1,000 to a new processor, motherboard, and RAM. So in all due time. But yes, the X3D variants, if you're gaming, if you're mainly going to game, that's where you want to be. That's the way to play. So Chaos, I love your enthusiasm. 8 gig used to be outstanding. Now it's like having a 4 gig card. It is. It really is. Wait, then I was looking for something to build off of. Doesn't sound like I want the 368. No. Yeah, I would wait. If you're gonna, I would go with something like a 4070. 4070s are come down in price. I shared in Discord a couple days ago. I think there's like a 5070 now that came down in price recently or something. So there's a lot of good cards out there. RAM and it's RAM and SSDs I think are hard to find right now. So at some point in the future, if you don't buy anything now, you may only be able to get RAM if you buy a pre-built. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. There's a huge shortage right now, probably because of all the AI shit that's going on. But we had a storage problem years ago, and they come and go. It happens. It happens a lot. But we'll get around it. That 800 can go far if you pick parts yourself. Add a few hundred more, you'll have a solid build. And is that why my stream looks like crap? Yes, Louis. Yes. Yeah. That's why when you were asking me and I was helping you, you followed all of my instructions to the T. And it's still pixelated, and that's just because the codec that's on the card is doing that to you. NVIDIA and Intel are very, very similar, very close. They say that Intel has NVIDIA by a slight margin, not much, and not that you're going to notice with your eyes. So NVIDIA is where it's at. I actually run a very old NVIDIA card, but it's it's a 1650, but it's the Touring edition. So the codec that's in there, the Invenc, is only one generation behind, and it does very, very well. And the card was only $150, and that's in my stream PC. And that's what I use. Now I have a 4070 that would give me better quality in stream, but that's on my gaming PC, and I don't want to take away from. Yeah, I don't want to sacrifice any performance in my gaming PC to stream from it, because it does. Intel is fine depending on the chip. Go with a 5060 Ti if you're going to stick with that. If you're looking for a decent budget PC, go AMD for CPU, GPU, unless you want to deal with the secondhand market. Chaos uses Intel. So ask away on the Intel questions. There you go. There's your guy for Intel. Okay, guys, I'm selling a 7900 XT. Any takers? AMD is it's I mean, I'm sure it's great for gaming. I haven't really had any AMD cards in a long. Actually, I just sold to some guy. I really what I did is I traded some older early teens AMD cards, 6850 or 5850 or something like that. I don't know. They're 1 gig of VRAM. This guy wanted one for some project he was working on. I gave him 2 cards, and he gave me an old 8400 GS, old school, man. Linux doesn't even recognize it. It's so old. But it's smaller than the other 2 cards. I can wrap it up in some, in the anti-static bag, throw it in a drawer, and if I ever need it down the road, I got it. So he got the better end of the deal. I just want to get rid of it, and I don't like throwing things away. AMD is not like what they used to be, needing to upgrade like every year. AMD has been able to hold its own since AM4. Yes. I started with AMD back in the FX, the pile drivers, which were not the best. They ran extremely hot, but they were pretty good. I had a 85, 60, I can't remember it was the 8 core at the time, 8530, I think is what it was, not the black edition. Great chip. And then from there, I got into I think I had a 1700, then the 27, then the 37, 57, and I had the 5700X in my stream PC, and then I had the 5800X 3D in my gaming PC. So AM4 everywhere. I'm a system builder. I try to stay in the know. There you go. Perfect. So 32 gig RAM might be worth the $800. No. I mean, well, if you can't find it anywhere else, I mean, I for my computer, but this is when there wasn't a shortage. I got 32 gigs of RAM, DDR4. I'll have to look up the exact. I think it's I don't know. I don't remember the exact numbers, but mine was like $80. $80 for 32 gigs. I don't know what it is now, but I don't know if I'd buy that just to get RAM, because you're going to want to basically change everything out. The only reason why I went with Intel over AMD is because I do a lot of video encoding on the side for personal use, and AMD chips that could outperform because it was a 2K chip from AMD, and that is not including the board at the time. Right. I agree. I do a lot of video encoding as well. I have an Intel Arc Battle Mage, I think is what it is. I don't know what it is. It's an A380. It's the cheapest card you can get. You can get them for like 120. Sometimes you can get them on sale for $100 or just a little under. All I use that for is AV1 encoding in DaVinci Resolve. That's pretty much what that card is for. I'd never try to play games with it. I mean, it's not very powerful at all. But when it comes to encoding, Intel's where it's at. Intel does a great job. So I agree with you on that for sure. Chaos Drive porn, 4K porn, baby. You can run dual cards and use one dedicated for the encode decode for streaming. You can also set up a second system that can capture the video and do the process there as well. It's a bit complex, but it's doable. It is if you have a full ATX board. I was thinking about doing that on but I have ITX, mini ITX. So I don't have, I have one slot, and that's for my video card, and that's it. But I built that for a specific reason. I wanted a small form factor computer, and it works great for me. But yes, so for Louis, he might have a full ATX board. He could probably add in another video card just for streaming. But then, like you said, it gets more complex. You're running more things in the background. You have to be more knowledgeable. You're gonna have to have a second monitor to monitor all that. Yeah. So it gets a little crazy. I run a Plex server for personal use. Everything is ripped from source Blu-ray, and then I use Handbrake to re-encode the video. Yes, I do the exact same thing. Yes, there's some ripped porn on there as well. We got to keep the classics, man. You got to have the classics on there for sure. It's our responsibility to archive the classics, right? I do the exact same thing though. For all the VHS rips that I did and DVD rips and stuff like that, I use Handbrake a lot. But yeah, we're on the same page there. Very, very nice. Chaos, you're the guy that would appreciate this. If I said this to anybody else, they probably wouldn't understand this. But did you see the Xbox Media Center? They released 4.0 for the original Xbox, which is incredible. And for all of you that don't know, Xbox Media Center we got a lot of great programs out of that. current streaming things owe a lot to Xbox Media Center. So that's like the granddaddy of all old school streaming NAS streaming setups. I always tell people that one of the things I used to do back in the day for my kids is I acquired secondhand Xboxes, the original Xboxes. I modified them with Xbox Media Center, and then my main computer was a NAS. I had a 4 terabyte hard drive on there. This was 20 years ago now, with all their TVs and shows and shit like that. So when they were up in their room, they could just easily go into Xbox Media Center. I had remotes in each one of them, and they could stream movies to their TV. They could stream all their cartoon shows, everything. This is stuff I've been doing for a long, long time. So yeah, you get it. Hell yeah, Chaos, you get it. Bulldozer, was it Bulldozer or Pile Driver? I can't remember. I thought Pile Driver was the FX, or maybe it was the Bulldozers. I don't remember, but either one, yes. They were bad. They were hot as fuck, man. They got really, really hot. My car was $1,000. Is not cheap. You can take it for $700 as 1 year old, still under warranty. Just keep it, Louis. Just keep This computer talk is making my head spin, nerds. I am though, man. But no one would ever believe it, because if you met me in real life, I'm different. I'll pull up on a Harley. I'll get out and walk right up to you and be like, "Hey, man, do you see that new AMD processor?" I'll be like, "The fuck is this guy? Nerd." I'm a computer geek. I have been all my life. Part engineer, part computer builder. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff in my life. Yeah, I'm old, Louis. Yeah, you're only 6 years older than me. Come on now, man. You should have been running those the 386 computers back in the day. Shit, did you have an Apple II? I mean, you're old enough to had an Apple II when you were a kid. The ARCs are beefier than I thought. I have a A570 for testing. Does 1080p really well. Does 1440p decent. Yeah, the 570, the one I have doesn't require any external power. It's nice. It has like a little blue or like bluish purple case on it and stuff. It's nice, but I only use it for encoding. I don't use it for anything else. I hear they're terrible for gaming, but I was all in on AV1 encoding, thinking that by now Twitch would have it enabled for everybody and not just NVIDIA cards. Nope, not so much. Not so much. I have a lot of banned censored stuff. I'm very much against censorship and banning shit because people are offended. Was it called Cannibal Holocaust? That you ever seen that movie? Banned. Many Faces of Death. I think that's been banned in the US as well. I may or may not have copies of those. I have a second monitor, and I got the B650 mother of boards. If you have a full size HX, you can probably add a cheap ass fucking video card just to handle your stream. I've never personally done it. Now, I've done SLI back in the day, but that's a whole nother ball of wax. It's a different conversation. I've never done what he's talking about, but I know people that do it, and I have heard of, I've seen it done. I run two separate machines. It's so much easier. If something were to happen in one or the other, I only have to fuck with that one and not the other. Buller is the one they claim was a 6-core, but was a tri-core with dual die. Yes, I do remember that. Yes. The pile drivers were the 8-core then, right? Yes. I have an 80 terabyte NAS, 10 gig internal links. Currently have over 3,200 movies, 20,000 songs, and over 250 TV series. Most are complete. That's incredible. Now, you are an archiver for sure. I couldn't imagine having 80 terabytes. Right now, I have an 8, a 4, a 2. And then those are just storage drives. It took me less than a year to fill a 4 terabyte with all the encoding and the videos and stuff that I do. When I put them up to YouTube, I just delete them after that because I just don't have enough storage for this stuff. But again, once I'm done with it, I don't really need it's archived on YouTube for me, Keeping the physicals in order and stored out of the way has been a pain in the ass. I'll bet that's a lot. That's a lot of boxes and shit. I never had a computer as a kid. Parents wouldn't buy me one. I'm glad my grandma's here. I owe my computer, everything computer related, I owe to my uncle. Dan Berkey is his name. He was a newspaper editor in New York. Then he went to LA, and I think he's still working. I thought he retired, but I think he's back to work again. I don't know. Either way, when we were kids, and I think it was 94, 90 Christmas of 93 or 94. I can't remember exactly what year it was. He got us, our family, a computer. It was a Macintosh Performance 630. And this was the first computer that we owned. And my mom didn't know anything about it. She didn't really use it at all. And my brothers were kind of young at the time. So I was the guy. I was the guy on this thing all the time. And I learned so much from that first computer. That's what kind of sparked that interest. And if it wasn't for him and that Christmas gift, I don't know if I would have ever got into computers. Maybe I would have down the road, but that's how long I've been tinkering. I was 12, 13 years old, somewhere in that neighborhood when that happened. Baba graduated in 94. Fantastic. I was 13. So yeah, I if it wasn't for this situation, I don't know if I would be here doing what I do now, because it played such a huge part in my life. So, Uncle Dan, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Never had CH is on my list. It has been recently unbanned. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Supposedly it's not even real, but dude, when you're a kid and you watch this type of stuff, man, it fucks with you because it looks fucking real, dude. It looks real. And probably stuff I shouldn't have been watching when I was a kid. So that's why my mom always told me stay away from that stuff. But I'm glad I experienced life. I'll take the life experience. Had to build my own as a kid out of spare parts from junkyard. Was a 386 SX 33 megahertz. Yes, with 4 megabytes of RAM. Hit that turbo button. My VM host is 75 turbo. That's crazy, dude. The best button at a 386. I need to do another upgrade to the NAS, running out of space. I graduated in 1994. Scott Muller's upgrading in PC's 6th edition is how I learned how to understand the machines. Yeah, it's not real, but then again, still one of those things that has never been confirmed. Yeah. You mean the turbo? Yeah. I read up on that with that. What it actually did is it basically just set a certain speed and it kept it at that certain speed. I can't think of all the stuff that I've gotten rid of over the last few years. I'm trying to downsize because when our last kid graduates high school next year, the wife and I plan on leaving Michigan, going the fuck south and getting out of here. So we're slowly kind of downsizing, getting rid of as much stuff as possible. And I got rid of a lot of computer stuff in the last few years. I'm kind of sad though, because when I go to build something or do something now, I'm like, oh, I have one of, oh, no, I got rid of that. Might have a problem here. So yeah. And that was always my thing too. I always bought, Craigslist was my friend, not for hookers, but, I'd go buy 360s and computers, and you'd be surprised how many people would get like a blue screen of death because they fuck something up with their software and they just thought their whole computer was just like broken. And I would buy computers with zero issues. It was just the hard drive was either like it had malfunction because mechanical drives at the time, or they had deleted files, right, or malware, or I bought all kinds of shit. And I'd fix them up and I'd sell them. I'm back on Craigslist again. And yeah, that I paid for a lot of Christmases when my kids were younger that way. That was my side hustle. And I love it. I still love doing it today. Whenever I go out to the garage, my wife's like, what are you up to? I'm like, oh, well, I got another project. She's like, okay, I'll see you in a couple days. Cause she knows how it is. She'll come out and check on me, just making sure you're still alive. Yep, I'm good. Send it all to me, whatever you need, I'll ship it back. There you go. What state you moving to? We've been looking at South Carolina. But that doesn't mean that that's exactly where we're going to go. I'm not 100% sure. So, I meant to bring it up earlier when you were talking about PUBG. Did you see the... Why is that cutting off? The thing I tagged you? Yes. Yeah, I did. I actually signed up for that a couple days before that. when they finally announced it. So just so you guys know, I'm not a PUBG partner anymore, but they never removed me from their mailing list, their Discord. Yeah, so I'm still in the know. I still see things going on over there, which is nice. So they just forgot to remove me. It's like Office Space when they said that they fired somebody, but there was a technical glitch with the payroll, so the person was still getting paid. And they're like, "Did you fire him?" They're like, "No, we just fixed the glitch." So it's one of those things, right? I'm not a PUBG partner anymore, but I'm still in the know, which is cool. So yeah, I knew about that a little while ago. Not taking anything away from you, but yes, when I saw, I was like, yes, okay, cool. Everybody knows about it now. Let's see what happens. South Carolina is not a real place, right? Yes. I've been there. It's not real. It's pretty fake. My son's always saying that one of the big conspiracy theories is that Wyoming doesn't exist. You guys ever heard that one? He's like, you think it's funny, but have you ever seen anybody from there? Have you ever met anybody from Wyoming? You ever seen a Wyoming license plate in real life? Okay. Just back it up. Just back it up, kid. South Carolina, it stinks down there. You can smell them from here. You might be smelling me pretty soon too. Then the wife and I have traveled many places, and we have never met such nice fucking people. I mean, even off the grid, we took an hour drive with not saying much because the speed limit is so fucking slow down there, but it's nice. It's just a slower pace of living. Up here, everyone's doing fucking 90 in residential neighborhoods. Everyone's quick to go someplace. Down there is very, everyone's just chill. Everyone's just quiet, chill, friendly. We went to went to a place called Mount Pleasant down there, which is off the tourist locations. And the people were so fucking nice and friendly. We're like, they're putting us on, right? This is all a ruse. They know. They got a memo, that tourists are coming down to the town. Be nice. No. Incredible down there. We had a great experience. And my wife every day is looking at houses down there. And she sends me shit all the time. What do you think of this place? Could you live there? Could you do this? Could you do that? I keep telling her, I'd live on a shack on the beach with you if it got me the fuck away from snow. I hate living in Michigan. I hate it. So only a couple more years and we're out of here. Uncle Bubba's seen Wyoming plates. Okay, so there you go. There you go. It's real. It happened. They are the inferior Carolina. Honestly, only Myrtle Beach stinks. South Carolina's cool. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it's definitely, if we moved down there, we probably wouldn't live in the tourist area for sure. I mean, I'm more of a homebody now. My younger days are over. My partying days are over. But I just want to live close enough to the water where I can just hop in the car or on my golf cart and I can drive to the beach and I can go for a walk every morning or go for a jog. I want to be able to wake up in January and it's not fucking 20 degrees negative. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. So again, we're not married to South Carolina, but so far that's the one spot we like. We're gonna start taking more vacations going further south and checking things out. Manic Nomad wants me to be his cabana boy. He has a place on the Gulf of Mexico or America or whatever they want to call it now, whatever it is this week. He wants me to be his cabana boy down there. I considered that. We'll see what happens. BEATDOWN's wife with a resubby. Let's go. 56 months. My God. My God. As long as it has a dedicated gaming room, there you go. With that said, I go a few times a year. I know you've had some softball tournaments down there too, so you know the smell. Said to just build a shed. Yes. I said I'll build a shed and I'll go stream out there. That'll be my streaming room is my shed. I'll run some power out there, get a little AC going on. Yeah, it'll be cool. Home Depot sells some nice ones. You know, I don't know, Smokey, you're the guy to talk to about. I'm sorry, I know I'm all over the place today, but we've noticed this weird trend up here in Michigan. A lot of the used car dealers, and I know why. I think because of COVID, and car sales in general going down because of because well, just the price and the economy the way it is right now. It looks like they're supplementing their income by selling sheds. Have you seen this where you live? All these used car dealers are now selling like prefab sheds and like pole barns and shit like that. Like these like tiny homes. Are you seeing that where you live? Is anybody seeing that stuff? We thought it was kind of weird here, but it seems like every used car dealer we pass now is selling some type of shed or tiny home in the back of their property. It's weird. It's very strange. Next time I want to visit Charleston. Yes, and we will. We almost made it down that way. We made it as far as Mount Pleasant, and then we decided to go back up the next day. And I'm glad we did, because we had a lot more fun going back into Myrtle Beach doing silly stuff up there. So everyone rents cars now, do they? No, I've not seen or heard of such a thing. There you go. Okay. Yeah, it must just be a weird thing up here in Michigan. I don't know. Very strange. But either way. All right, let me check this real quick here. It's almost 11 o'clock. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream right now. I gotta get prepared for this this guy coming to get this stuff. So it's a weird Michigander thing. I think it is. I don't know. I was wondering if it's across the country. Smokey should know because he runs a car dealer, so he's in networked up there, I'm sure, with other dealerships. So if anyone has seen it, it would be Smokey. Yes, my mission is complete. Good. Okay. Good job, wife. Yeah, I just wanted to get a quick stream out there for you guys. I know I didn't stream very long yesterday, and I wanted to talk about all this stuff today. And I figured this is a perfect time. We have just a couple of hours in the morning, so we'll just get in here and we'll talk about all this stuff. Tomorrow, I don't know again if I'm going to be streaming at all. It may be a short day. I don't know. Thursday, I will not be around, obviously. Black Friday, I should be streaming as well. So the next couple days are going to be kind of hit or miss with me. But I'll let you guys know. I'll try to keep you guys informed on Discord. And if I don't see you, yes, like Beatdown's wife is saying, have a great Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy your day with your family. I hope everyone has a great day. You eat so much turkey, you have to sleep for 3 days. All that good stuff, all that jazz. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. Everyone have a fantastic day. I will try to be here tomorrow. If not, again, happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. I love you all. Peace out.